quickly before we get into Koe Wetzel, I just realized we've been talking a long time about this.
I know.
29 and a half minutes so far. So we saw last week, before anything, I even read anything on it, you sent me that Kenny Chesney covered Better Boat by Travis Meadows.
Yes.
And though it's good, and I'm excited that Kenny Chesney is covering Travis Meadows to buy him a new house or whatever, like giving him the time of day, it's the hipster in us of just being like, he didn't write it. He didn't fucking write it.
and it's a combo of he didn't write it, and so when people are like tweeting at him like, you're such a great writer, I'm like, well, but it's that, but it's also just Travis Meadows' version of that song is so perfect in my mind.
It is so
the
much
combination,
more emotion.
the combination of the way that his voice sounds with the roughness, and then just the tempo, and the way that song's put together when he does it is like a damn near perfect song in my mind. Like that's one of my favorite songs of his.
It was on
anyway.
It was on your top 10.
Yeah, and he's one of the better songwriters anyway. So like, it's a fucking amazing song. And so when I hear Kenny Chesney's version, I'm just like, it just doesn't have that for me. And so like, I'm happy that he picked it for Travis Meadows' sake and the fact that it's a great song. You know, lyrically, it's a phenomenal song regardless of how Kenny does it. But there's still a part of it that's like, man, it just cannot hold a candle to how great Travis Meadows' version is.
Yeah, but the other thing about this is that it's awesome he's covering a Travis Meadows song, and then he's also doing a John Bauman song. And so the fact that because I think Chesney just joined a new label, I believe.
Yes, he did. This is the first one on the new one. I don't know which one's which and which one he came from.
And so I'm really hoping that this is just going to be like this amazing comeback record where he's getting all these people press by doing their songs and just releases this fantastic album. Because he hasn't, because his last fantastic fucking album was Lucky Old Son, which came out almost 10 years ago, I believe. It came out, I think, 2009. I think is when it came out. It might
I
be
thought it was even early. I thought it was even earlier than that.
It might be.
I also don't really have any idea. So
it's late 2000s. I know that for sure because it came out a little bit before I saw him in 2009 when I got lost in Waukegan, Illinois.
2008.
2008. Yeah. So yeah, that was his newest album at the time. So because I remember that. But yeah, that was his. So 10 years ago was his last like truly great album.
Yeah.
And so if he
and
has
my favorite album that he's ever made.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Hemingway's Whiskey. I thought that was a fantastic album too. But it just wasn't as good as Lucky Old Son. And so I'm hoping this album is just songs written by these awesome artists and Kenny Chesney just trying to do them justice. So yeah, that's awesome.